I made the decision to run really in March of this year, and I made the decision to run because I looked around and looked at the other folks who had entered the race, and to me it was the height of what was wrong with the current system, where there's only one party and they don't debate ideas or have difference.
First guy I've ever heard of who wants to lower taxes. I'm a Republican candidate, so.
The first thing I said when I was introduced to him by his father, and he told me that he was a Republican, I said, because you don't want to win?
If you're a Republican, the first thing you have to do is talk about why you're a Republican. You have to explain to them the difference between you and George Bush. The path to conservatism comes through realism. Because it is almost a critique where you're saying, in an ideal world, great, if government can do all that stuff for us so we can just lie back and have a wonderful life without doing anything ourselves, no problem. But in real life, it just doesn't work that way.
Holy smokes, do we have topics that we disagree on? We have lots of topics we disagree on.
My father, I think he's excited that I'm getting into the political process. I don't think that he expected me to get into the process in this way.
He doesn't want to, be in the shadow of his famous father, and he wants to be his own man and strike out on his own. But nonetheless, he is cursed with, if it's a curse, or blessed with having a very high-profile, influential father.
I'm not a kind of parent who wants the kid to be a mini-me. I think that what I want for myself, what I want for my children, is people who are critical thinkers, who have the faculty and the spirit to think and act for themselves, and when necessary, to march to a different drummer and do what's right.
Most people's opinion of the Republican Party is fogies like me, and not young guys who are coming into the political world like Tony Williams.
You're trying to shake people's hands, then occasionally people will have, like hands covered in mucus and all this other stuff.
This kingdom is going to crush and put an end to all human governments, and that is about to take place shortly. So it wouldn't make any sense to...
I certainly hope so. I put the stuff on the table. You're not talking to people. It's like you're... Are they in the middle of... Too often, people have knee-jerk reactions to party.
Do you care that he's a Republican?
Is he a Republican?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I'm a Republican. And some people get a little scared by that. Other people are happy to support you.
I don't care if he was Democrat, Republican, or whatever. If he's about us having something better for the city, so what? It doesn't matter. We all human. We all human.
It's a full-time job running for office. I've raised about $30,000.
Ken Millman, the chair of the National Republican Party, not only returns Tony Williams' calls, he holds a fundraiser for him. This speaks volumes to what the Republican Party nationally thinks about this guy, Tony Williams. They think he could be a player, I think.
When a paper the size of the Post says that if there's going to be a Republican Party in D.C., it's going to be built with Tony Williams, that's one of those things that you have to stop and say, wow.
Slim to none. you know, it's just not likely that a Republican, particularly in Ward 6, is going to carry the day. I just hope that he's not one of these guys that runs, loses his first time out, gets discouraged, and just moves on because he wasn't really sure what he wants to do with his life. This is the one question mark that I have on Tony, is what is his level of commitment to public service?
Will I stay here and commit myself and build this party, or will I leave and there won't be a Republican Party? You know, you always read about in history, and I was a history major, read about these moments where it could go one way or the other, and I think this is one of those.
And you are planning on staying in D.C.?
Absolutely. I was born and raised here. Plan to stay.